First, take out the round 1 square and the gray yarn from the package. Let's distinguish between double crochet and chain stitch by round 1. This is 3 double crochet. And this is 3 chain stitch. Before we start, let's observe the round 2 so you can learn the structure of it. We need to crochet 3 double crochets, 3 chain stitches, and 3 double crochets into each corner space of the white round 1. Each corner is connected by a chain stitch. Round 2 is composed of 4 sets of these corner crochets. Let's start the round to crochet. First, wrap the yarn around your little finger and index finger to hold the yarn. Pinch the yarn with your thumb and middle finger. Then pinch the first layer of squares and yarn at the same time. Insert your hook into this space. Yarn over and pull the hook through the space. Yarn over again, and pull through the loop that's left on your hook. The first slip stitch has been made. Then you are going to chain 3. Yarn over, and pull through the loop on your hook. This is what we call the chain stitch. We need 2 more chain stitches. Yarn over, pull through the loop. Now you have 3 chain stitches, which is your pretend double crochet stitch and the starting point of each round. Place the yarn from the back to the front and hold it with our fingers to make it easier to crochet and to hide the yarn with double crochet. The back looks like this. Now let's pop a double crochet step by step. First, yarn over. You can prevent the loops from slipping by hold them with your finger. Go into this space and yarn over. Bring the yarn through, so you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over again, and pull through the first 2 loops on your hook. Now you have 2 loops on your hook, so yarn over and pull through the remaining 2. We just finished the first double crochet and we need 1 more. Yarn over, and go into the space. Yarn over, bring it through the space, and you have 3 loops. Yarn over, and pull through first 2. Yarn over again, and pull through the remaining 2. The first triple chain stitches is the pretended double crochet, so you have completed our first set of triple double crochets. Crochet 3 chain stitches to form a corner of round 2. Slide them together to make it easier to make the next 3 double crochets. Next, crochet 3 double crochets into the same space. The first one. The second one. And the last one. Make a chain stitch after these 3 double crochets. Now you've formed a complete corner of round 2. Cut off excess yarn with scissors. Let's crochet the next corner. To form this corner, you need to crochet 3 double crochets, 3 chain stitches, and 3 double crochets. From now on, we will use abbreviations. Go ahead, 3 double crochets, 3 chain stitches, and 3 double crochets. We already completed 3 corners. Let's finish the last one. To complete round 2, you need a slip stitch to connect the first corner and the last corner you just made. Find the hole between the first 3 chain stitches and the first double crochet. Insert your hook into this stitch, yarn over. Pull through the stitch and also the loop left on your hook. And the slip stitch has been made. Cut the yarn with scissors. Pull out the yarn with the hook. Let's use the needle to hide the yarn. First, thread the yarn through the needle. Find the stitch on the side of the square. Use the needle to thread through the stitch from side to side. Cut off the excess yarn. Then flatten the squares. At this point, we've finished crochet the second layer of squares. First of all, let's put round 1, round 2, and round 3 side by side and observe the difference. Compared with round 1, round to square has a space at the center of each side. Let's call it center space. You need to pop 3 double crochets into a center space. Both ends are chain stitches. The round 4 and 5 in turn add 3 double crochet for the center space crochet. 1 set of 3 double crochet in the center of each side of the third layer. 2 sets of 3 double crochet in the center of each side of the fourth layer. And 3 sets in the center of each side of the round 5. Both ends are chain stitches. Okay, now let's start round 3. Hold the yarn and round to square together. The back will look like this. Insert your hook into this space. Yarn over. Pull the hook through the space and yarn over again. Pull through the loop on your hook. Go ahead to crochet 3 chain stitches. Which is your pretend double crochet? Place and hold the yarn from the back to the front. Two double crochets. Three chain stitch. And 3 double crochets. Cut off excess yarn with scissors. that, pop a chain stitch to create the next space. Next, pop 3 double crochets into the center space. Three double crochets into the center space. You are going to do the same on the other 3 center spaces. Pop 3 double crochets, 3 chain stitches, 3 double crochets, and a chain stitch. After the 3 double crochets, let's make a chain stitch. Now, pop 3 double crochets into the center space. Now let's move on to the next corner. Pop 3 double crochets, 3 chain stitches, 3 double crochets, and a chain stitch. Now we just finished 3 corners of the square. 3 double crochets into the center space. So let's finish the last corner. The last edge space. The last center space. Pop a chain stitch to start the edge space crochet. Let's find out 3 holes between these double crochets. Pop a slip stitch into each hole. Insert your hook into the first hole. Yarn over. Pull through the holes and also pull through the loop that's left on your hook. Cut off the excess yarn. Let's use the needle to hide the yarn. First, thread the yarn through the needle. Find the stitches on the side of the square. Use the needle to thread through the stitch from side to side. Repeat. The third hole is the edge space. Pop the final stitch into the space. Cut off the excess yarn. Then flatten the square. Okay, we just finished round 3. First, let's look at the fourth square. Each side of round 4 has one edge space and 2 center spaces. Repeat 4 times. Same with beginning of the second and the third layers. We begin by crocheting 3 chain stitches as a double crochet. First, wrap the yarn around your little finger and index finger to hold the yarn. Pinch the yarn with your thumb and middle finger. Insert your hook into this space. Yarn over and pull the hook through the space. Yarn over again and pull through the loop that's left on your hook. Place the yarn from the back to the front and hold it with our fingers to make it easier to crochet and to hide the yarn. Then make 2 double crochets. Go ahead and pop 3 chain stitches. Slide them together to make it easier to make the next 3 double crochets. 3 more double crochets. Cut off excess yarn with scissors. Next, let's crochet 2 sets of 3 double crochets. Make a chain stitch to connect the next set of double crochets. Crochet a chain stitch to join next center spaces crochet. Let's crochet the next corner. Pop 3 double crochets into the center space. There are 2 center spaces, 1 edge space, and 2 center spaces left to crochet. And need to crochet the next corner and 2 center space. Repeat it. Now let's move on to the next corner. We've finished crochet half of the 4th layer of the square. Pop 3 double crochets into the center space. Let's finish the last corner. Pop 3 chain stitches. Pop a chain stitch, then pop a slip stitch to connect them. Find the first hole between the 3 chain stitches and the first double crochet. Insert your hook into this hole. Yarn over. Pull through the holes and also pull through the loop that's left on your hook. Cut off the yarn and hide the rest of it with the threading needle. Pull the yarn out with hook. Thread the yarn into the needle. Find the stitches on the edge of the square. Pass the needle through the holes of the stitches from side to side. Cut off the excess yarn. Flatten the square. Round 4 finished. Only the 5th layer is left to crochet. First, let's look at the round 5. Each corner consists of 3 double crochets and 3 chain stitches and 3 double crochets. Each side of the round 5 has 1 edge space and 3 center space crochets. Repeat 4 times. Let's start. Wrap the yarn around your hands to hold the yarn. Pinch round 4 and yarn at the same time. Insert your hook into this stitch. Yarn over, and pull the hook through the space. Yarn over again and pull through the loop that's left on your hook. Then 3 chain stitches. Place the yarn from the back to the front and hold it. 2 double crochets. Go ahead and pop 3 chain stitches. Three more double crochets. Cut off the excess yarn. Each side of the round 5 has 3 center space crochets. The first center space. The second. The third. Pop a chain stitch to start the edge space crochet. Pop a chain stitch to start the center space. Pop a chain stitch to start the next space crochet. The next center space. Pop a chain stitch to start the next space crochet. Pop a chain stitch to start the next center space crochet. There are 3 double crochets, 3 chain stitches, and 3 double crochets. Each side of the round 5 has 1 edge space and 3 center space crochets. Now you've finished the half of round 5. Go ahead, crochet. Pop a chain stitch to start the next center space crochet. Make a chain stitch to connect the next set of double crochets. Pop a chain stitch to start the edge space crochet. Pop 3 double crochets into the last center space. To complete round 5, we need a slip stitch to connect the first corner and the last corner you just made. Find the first hole between the 3 chain stitches and the first double crochet. Insert your hook into this hole. Yarn over. Pull through the holes and also pull through the loop that's left on your hook. Flatten the granny square. Cut off the yarn and hide the rest of it with the threading needle. Pull the yarn out with hook. Tighten the yarn. Thread the yarn into the needle. Find the stitches on the edge of the square. Pass the needle through the holes of the stitches from side to side. Cut off the excess yarn. Congratulations! You just made your first granny square. Next, let's go back and learn how to crochet round 1. As before, we'll start by observing the round 1. It's easier than the other rounds. Round 1 is made up of 4 sets of 3 double crochets and 3 chain stitches. And the center ring is made up of 5 chain stitches. Okay, let's start round 1 crochet. Take out a marking clip. Let's start. First, we are going to make a loop. Flip the loop. Pinch this line with your fingers. Then pull out through the circle. Place the loop on the hook and pull the yarn to fix it. Wrap the yarn around your hands to hold the yarn. Then pop a chain stitch. Take out a marking clip and clip it on the first chain stitch you made just now. Pop 4 chain stitches. Now you have 5 chain stitches. Then pop a slip stitch into the first stitch. Insert your hook into this stitch. Remove the marking clip. Yarn over, pull through the stitch and the loop. The 5 chain stitches create a space. Let's mark the space with a marking clip. Pop 3 chain stitches like what you did in the other rounds. We need to pinch the excess yarn with the marked space to make it easier to hide it during the knitting process. Yarn over. Two double crochets through the marked space. Continue crocheting 3 chain stitch. Then you are going to make 3 sets of 3 double crochets plus 3 chain stitches. It's easy to see where the space is, so you can remove the clip now. Don't forget to pinch the excess yarn around the space. Now you've finished the half of round 1. Let's crochet the rest to sets of 3 DC plus 3 CH. We need to keep pinching the yarn around the space together until we finish round 1. Thread the needle. Let's demonstrate it again. The center section looks like this. You finished round 1 crochet. Find the hole formed by the first triple chain stitches and the first double crochet, and insert your hook into this hole. Insert your hook into this hole. Yarn over, pull through the holes and also pull through the loop that's left on your hook. Pull the yarn out with hook. Tighten the yarn. Thread the needle. Pass the needle through the holes of the stitches from side to side. Find the center yarn and pull it tight to make the whole square more compact. Cut off the excess yarn. Find the center yarn and pull it tight to make the whole square more compact. Cut off the excess yarn. The round 1 is finished. That's all the granny square tutorial, followed by our connecting tutorial, which means you need to complete the rest of your granny squares. To make it easier to learn, we use Evolvulus for demonstration purposes. Now let's connect to granny squares together. Let's start by looking at the front of the square. The front side will be like a shallow bowl like this. This side you are facing while crocheting. This is the back side. Put the two granny squares together and let their fronts face to face. All we need to do is to connect stitches on the sides of the two squares with a needle. Let me explain the detail. It is necessary to thread the needle through the stitches at the same position on both squares, so that your granny square bag will look great. Let's begin. Pick up the yarn. The length of the yarn we are going to use must be longer than 3 times of the length of the sides of the square. Let's begin. Thread the needle. First, find out the middle chain stitch of the edge space. The second one is where we started. The second chain stitch of the edge space, which we call the center stitch. Thread through center stitch of two squares with needle. In order to facilitate subsequent stashes, we need to leave a little bit of thread long enough here. Run it again into the same stitch. And go through the loop. Pull the yarn to make it tighter. We've just made a knot. By the way, we can put this yarn between the two squares to hide it. Go ahead and run the needle through the stitches. Since it might be difficult to connect the back, we don't have to tie it too tight. We've come to the middle. Maybe there's not enough yarn left to crochet the whole way. Let's learn how to replace the yarn with a new one if you find it's not long enough during the crochet process. Let's connect another stitch. Run it again into the same stitches. And go through the loop. Tie a knot. Change a new yarn and repeat the above step for the next stitch. Connect the next stitch. Run it again into the same stitches. And go through the loop. And just keep connecting the rest stitches normally. We managed to replace the yarn that wasn't long enough. Keep connecting. We came to the center chain stitch in edge space, where our connection ended. This is the last one. We need to make a knot to end it. Now make a knot. Here's what it looks like from the front. Okay, last step. Let's hide the yarn. Go through the first 3 loops. Find the stitch in the center of the double crochet. Then go through the loop of the double crochet. Cut the excess yarn. Of course, you can also choose to cut them off after you complete the bag. Same steps on the other side. Go through the first 3 loops. Go through the stitch. Then go through the loop of the double crochet. Cut the excess yarn. Flatten the squares. Now, let's take out the third granny square. Look at the curves on the front. We're going to connect the 2 granny squares we just made to this one. Stack them face up on top of each other. We're going to connect this side. Take out the yarn. Thread the needle. Find the second chain stitch, which we call the center stitch. Stitching from the center chain, stitch in the edge space, as before. Pass the needle through the center stitches in the same hole, leaving a little yarn behind. Repeat in the same position. Pass through the loop and pull it tight. Hide the yarn between the 2 squares. Continue with the needle through the next foot stitch and repeat to the next edge space. Now we come to the center stitch. Let's end it with a knot. Okay, now we've connected 3 granny squares. Let's go ahead and take out our 4th granny square. Face up. Attach it to the center granny square of the 3 connected blocks. Fold it down and make the edges line up. Continue crocheting with the yarn that was attached to the 3rd granny square. Find the center stitch to begin. Make a knot. Repeat the connection as before. At this point, we realize that the yarn is not long enough and it is difficult to continue the stitching. Make a knot at the end stitches. Let's take some yarn. Thread the yarn. Then make a knot on the next sets of stitches. Continue. Now we come to the center stitch in edge space, where our connection ended. Make a knot. Here's what it looks like from the front. Okay, last step. Let's hide the yarn. This way our 4 granny squares are finished, like a upside-down T word. Beside the 4 pieces just connected, we also need to connect the other 3 pieces. One horizontal piece of 4 connected. A piece of 3 connected. And a piece of 2 connected. You can place all the pieces in order when you are prepared. Just place them like this. We're going to sew this edge. This edge. And this edge. We only show how to connect this one edge. Remove the rest. Turn them around to make it easier to crochet. Let's start by connecting this edge. Fold the T down. And start joining with the edges aligned. Sew it from corner to corner as before, stitching from the center chain stitch in the edge space, as before. Same thing at the end. We need to pay attention to the middle connection. We are going to make 3 knots. The first knot. The second knot should be put into a loop formed by the white line. I made it too tight when I sewed it up, so it is a little bit hard to see. The third knot. Take some yarn. Which is 3 times as long as the edge of the granny square. Thread the yarn. Start by find out the stitches at the diagonal. Insert the needle through the 2 stitches. Do it again. And go through the loop. Go ahead and run the needle through the stitches. We've come to the center. We need to pop 3 knots. The first knot. The second knot. The third knot. Then go ahead and run the needle. I run out of yarn again, so let's take some yarn to continue. Make a knot at the end stitches. Now we're finished connecting the T to the 4 granny squares. Hide the threads. Use scissors to cut off the excess threads. After hiding, it will look like this. Flatten it. Take the other 2 pieces you prepared before. Put them in place. Follow the steps just connected. We need to pay attention to the weak spot in the middle. And we need to connect this edge as before. Same here, mind that the weak position needs to be made 3 knots. And here. And this position as well. Okay, the rest of this side and this side are yours to crochet. Now that all the squares are connected, make sure the front side is facing up. We find the diagonal of the square in the center and fold it in half. Fold it from right to the left and rotate it 90 to the right. Fold the 2 squares in half. The top side is the opening of the bag. And we need to connect this curve. And this curve. We'll show one side. Let's begin with the left side. The connection will start here with a knot. We need to tie 2 knots at first corner. At the second corner, we need to tie 3 knots. And end it with 2 knots. Take out the yarn. Pinch the 2 layers of granny squares and find the center stitch of the corner. Again, make a loop. And tie a knot through the loop. Then we can continue with the connection as before. Okay, we're now at the first corner of the curve. This corner needs 2 knots. Find the center stitch of these 2 squares. We're going to pass the needle through the center stitch. Repeat. Make a knot through that loop to make it more secure. And the first knot is done. Then we rotate it a bit to make it easier to crochet. This part is connected in the same way as the first 2 squares. Find the center stitch of this 2 square, pass it twice and make a knot. Okay, both knots in this corner have been made. And go ahead and continue with the connection. We made it to the second corner and need to tie 3 knots here. Stitch through the center stitch of this to squares and make the first knot. We can rotate it so that we can pinch the 2 layers of squares. The second knot is tied to the loop. Find the loop at each end. We need to cross the loop twice and make the second knot. The second knot is done. Continue with the third knot. Find the center stitch and go through both pieces at the same time. Repeat and tie the third knot. The third knot is done, and at the same time the yarn is not long enough. Take some yarn and ready to make a knot to start again. Find the center stitch and go through both pieces at the same time. Repeat and tie. This completes the 3 knots at this intersection. Then continue with the connection. Now we come to the end. Find the center stitch and go through both pieces at the same time. Repeat and make a knot. Rotate and pinch the two layers of the opening block. Make a knot in the center stitch on the right side for extra stability. So we've finished connecting the left side. The remaining side will need to be connected together as the same way. Now that we've got it all connected together, let's turn it over and see how it looks. You can see that the knot at the weak point is a quadrilateral. The knots at the edges are triangles to make the bag look more beautiful. And we finished the connection. Next, we take out our crochet hook. We're going to crochet a row of single stitches around the edge of the bag opening. We need to crochet 2 single stitches in the center space of the peak position. We're going to do the same with the 2 on this side. The top corners of the squares we can call peak position. The recessed ones we can call valley position. Pay attention to the placement of each of the valley position. This is the last valley. And this is the third valley position. Okay, introduction's over. Let's get started. First, take out the yarn and wrap the yarn around the index finger. Pinch the thread with your middle finger and thumb. Flip the loop and make a slip knot. Insert our hook into this loop and pull the yarn to fix it. We'll start at the third center space of the square. We'll put 2 single crochets into each center space of each granny square, same as the edge space. Before we start, let's find out all the holes under the top side on the bag. Let me use the needle to show you where these holes are. We are going to pop a single crochet in each hole. Okay, let's start with a single crochet in a center space. Wrap the yarn around your fingers. Insert your hook into this space. Yarn over and pull the hook through the space. Now it have 2 loops on your hook. So yarn over and pull through this to loop. Let's do it again. Insert your hook into this hole. Yarn over and pull the hook through the hole. Yarn over again and pull all the loops. Keep going to crochet along each stitches. Repeat it. Here we come to the first peak position. We need to crochet to single stitches. The first one. The second one. Do the same with the remaining 3 top positions. Continue to crochet and come to the intersection. Here we come to the first valley position. We can see 3 granny squares coming together here, and we need to crochet in these 3 center stitches. The first center stitch, the second one, the third one. Okay, let's continue the crochet through these 3 holes. Insert the hook through the first center stitch. Yarn over and pull it out. And we have 2 loops on the crochet hook. Then find the next center stitch. Yarn over again and pull it out. And have 3 loops on the hook. Crochet through the next center stitch. One more time, yarn over and pull out. Have 4 loops on the crochet hook. Yarn over again but pull out through the 4 loops all together. The crochet of the valley position is done. Continue with next hole. Insert our hook, yarn over and pull through the hole. Yarn over again and pull through both loops on the hook. Crocheting like this for the rest. And don't forget to crochet the remaining 3 low positions like we just did. Keep crocheting like this until the end. Here we come to the last single stitch. And before we finish, let's review the 4 valley positions and 4 peak positions we just crocheted. We crochet 2 single stitches at each peak position. And for each valley position, we crochet through 3 center stitch of each granny squares. Okay, let's go on to the end. We're going to make a slip stitch through the second hole at the beginning. Find the second hole of the single stitch. Insert our hook through the second hole. Yarn over and pull out through the hole. There are 2 loops on the hook. Pull the first loop through the another on your hook, and the slip stitch has been made. Cut the yarn with scissors. Pull out the yarn with the hook. Let's use the needle to hide the yarn. Thread the yarn through the needle. Find the stitch in the center of the double crochet. Go through the stitch. Then go through the loop of the double crochet. We'll pick out one line and go through again. Same way on the other side. Go through the stitch. Go through the loop of the double crochet. Pick out one line and go through again. Make a knot. Knot again to fix them. And cut the excess yarn. We finished crocheting the entire opening. The final step is installing the shoulder straps. We gonna fasten the straps to each top positions. We'll just show the front side. The back side is the same. Congratulations! You've made your very own granny square bag.